Hello and good evening, Europe. Um, we are here tonight talking about the European Academy, um, the heart and soul of what's going on there. And then we have a few people who attended this year, and they are going to share their learnings, and they're going to share some of their insights with you guys. And we were supposed to have our academy director from this year, Janina, but unfortunately, she's not here now. So I'm going to go quickly through with you guys what is JCI European Academy. So it's a leadership academy for mainly the incoming deputy presidents of the local organizations. Oh, the director is here. Janina, show yourself. Hi, Janina.
Hello.
So please take over.
Oh, very short introduction. Sorry that I was a little bit too late. Yeah. Um, Hello, everyone. Hannah asked me a few days ago if I can tell a little bit more about the EA and the history from the EA. Yeah, everything started in 1994 on the World Congress in Japan. And it was yeah, an idea from the two nice guys you met in Sweden, from Kenneth and Stefan. And they wrote the idea on a napkin. And it was yeah, like they both joined the Japan Academy for the national presidents, and I thought it might be a great idea if we have something like that for Europe too. And so they thought about what can they do to make all this. And yeah, the main problem was a little bit the money, but they were very lucky in the first years because they had a sponsorship from Volvo, and Volvo paid yeah, in the first years everything, hotel trips and the whole academy. So yeah, the first delegates were very lucky to get this. Yeah, and the first academy was in 1996, 2 years after the idea of doing this. And this year we had the 25th anniversary from yeah, the hosted academies, not from the years, because during Corona we missed one academy, and we have around 2,000 delegates who were joining this amazing academy. So, short introduction from
That was
EA.
really good. Thank you, Janina. I know that you have a really tight schedule today,
Yeah,
but if there's anyone in the audience who has a question for Janina, as she was the academy director this year, so she has a lot of knowledge regarding the academy. So if there's anyone who would like to ask something. Silence is golden. So we move forward. Thank you, Janina, for your time, and thank you for the academy this year. It was amazing. So give a round of applause for Janina
and the whole team.
and the whole
You
team
were
as
all
well.
amazing. So, thank you, and
Thank
I
you.
wish you a great evening, and see you
Ha
soon.
have a good night.
Bye.
Bye. So this is how it's done in JCI. When you have a tight schedule, you come in for 5+ minutes and then you go to another meeting. It's really effective. But enough about me yapping here all by myself. So I have the delegates four of them from this year's academy, and I will put them on the spot now to tell about their learnings and experience in this year's academy. About myself, I was a delegate in 2019 and a trainer this year, so I have been there now 2 times. But let's start with the delegates or the graduates of this year. So the stage is yours, Martina. Who are you and so on?
Hi, my name is Martina. I'm 36 years old. I'm a member of JCI Switzerland and there of the local organization of Bucheckberg. That's a little, very small region in Switzerland, very feel much of landscape and no big city. I'm their president this year. And on national level, I'm working in a working commission, and I'm also invited in the organization for the World Congress 2023 in Zurich. And I had the first contact with JCI in 2016. I helped out at a national congress in my hometown, and since then I'm in JCI and I'm active member since 2018.
Thank you, Martina.
Thank you.
Then, Said.
Hello guys, my name is Saïd Hanami from JCI Arlon in the south of Belgium. It's a local organization in average for this last few years of 20, 25, 30 members. And I joined JCI Luxembourg this year, where I live and I work to help them about communication tasks and growth and development tasks. I will be the next deputy for 2023 and probably also secretary. I really prepare my national presidency for 2024, but I'm still an active member of JCI Arlon, which I was in 2019, 2020 director of internationalism and partnerships, and also director for communication for JCI Belgium, Wallonie, Brussels is the French-speaking part of Belgium in 2020. I'm 36 years old, and I'm a proud dad of two daughters of 2 and 5 years old, and that's it for me to introduce myself.
Thank you, Said. And then we have Marianne.
Hello everyone, my name is Marianne Eteläsaari and I come from JCI Finland. I'm 34 years old and I am the deputy local president of JCI Kajaani, and Kajaani is in eastern Finland. And I have joined the JCI family for 3.5 years ago.
Thank you, Marianne. And last but not least, Andre.
Hi everyone, my name is Andreas Nede and I'm from JCI Denmark. My local chapter is JCI Sønderborg, and we are actually the closest chapter to the German border. So I've been a member since 2019. That means that I've been here for just about 3.5 years. Locally, I've been part of the board, and now I'm the deputy local president. That's it.
Thank you. So now you know the stars of tonight, and I will start shooting some questions, and by the raise of hand, you get to speak and tell your insights. Fair enough? Good. So regarding the academy, prior of applying, where did you hear about the academy and why did you apply? Is this something that you have been planning to do for a long period of time, or was it just a whim? Martina.
So I heard about the academy I thought on some national convention in Switzerland, somebody told about he was in Sweden at the academy, and he was still amazed on it. That was the first I heard about it, and then I was in 2019. I was at the Swiss Academy. That's a really small part of European Academy, and there they promised me, yeah, you will find the out of comfort zone at the Swiss Academy. I couldn't find it, so there I made my decision to go to the EA. Unfortunately, I was then 2020 and 21. I was vice president in my local organization, but of course of Corona, I couldn't come to the EA. So I took my chance now, and yeah, I was there, so lucky for it.
Excellent. Andre.
Yeah, so I actually heard about it over many years. Actually, since the first time I joined, our previous deputy local president talked about it, but I didn't really think too much about it, except that he said he had a life-changing experience. I did ask about it, and I was told that it was something for the deputy local president. And at that time, I had no intention of ever stepping up the ladder. I was just here to make friends initially. But as I got further on and actually decided to become a part of the board, and then later becoming deputy local president, a lot of people contacted me and said that if I have the chance, I cannot miss it. So that's actually why I started thinking about it. And then I looked into it, and I could see that what people told me and what I could read was that I would actually get all the tools that I would need for my local president year. And that's actually why I ended up applying.
Good. Marianne.
Well, quite many of my friends from JCI Kajani have graduated from the European Academy. So as soon as I got elected as a deputy local president, my friends started talking to me about the EA and recommending me to apply there. So they said that it was the best JCI training they have ever attended. So after those advertisements, so to say, it didn't take long to convince me to apply.
Actually, I have been speaking to those same people from JCI Kajani who told me that this was the best academy ever, and I went there because of that. So they are really convincing up there in Kajani.
Yes,
Sneaky.
definitely.
Thank you, Marianne. I see Said has dropped out, but he will most probably join us whenever he can. So, speak of the devil, Said.
Yeah.
Do you want to say something? Yeah. Do you want to say something about why you applied?
Yeah, sorry for the technical issue. So I heard about this European Academy from JCI Belgium, very experienced member I was close to, and they say that just said, okay, you really have to, it's a life-changing experience, and you couldn't reach your fortune without having done it. It was in 2019, so I knew that I wanted to apply since this year, but I waiting for the summer before my local presidency year. But being part of a local organization that had an average 25 or to 35 members, I had to wait my turn and let the next local president have the priority to apply. So finally, the president of JCI Arlon, so my Belgian chapter, withdrew for this edition. So I just make sure that I could have time off at the time to apply, and my application was just sent 5 minutes later. And so finally, last spring, I decided to join JCI Luxembourg. So it was I'm not prepared anymore for a local presidency, but for a national presidency. So it would be very helpful. So that's the story about why I applied.
I hear a lot that you were, sweet talked into applying for many years, and Martina, you had the unfortunate COVID come in between you attending when you first applied. So luckily, you got your chance now. So, do you have any regrets in participating in EA? Just shake your heads. You don't. You really don't. At least I didn't. Martina, please.
I have a regret to didn't have some days off after the EA.
True.
That I regret really.
Andre.
Yeah, I actually took 2 days off, and it just wasn't enough. There was so much to process, and but no, there's no regrets other than that. It was an amazing trip.
Yeah, they say that if you have a good holiday or good academy or good experience, you always need 1 week or 2 weeks holiday after that to recover. I think that's what happened with EA as well. Thank you for this round, and let's go to the more interesting stuff. So you came into Gothenburg. You went. You participated to a 4-day academy, and you did quite a lot of things during your academy. Uh, what are the biggest 2 or 3 learnings that you got during the EA? Andre.
There are so many. So I have this book here, full of notes, and it's seriously full of notes from the entire academy. So to kind of condense that into 2 learnings is that I really got to understand what my leadership style is, both as I do day to day, but also how it is when I'm under pressure. I got to see what works and what doesn't work. And especially here, when we talk about under pressure, it became obvious where I needed to correct or do something better or understand things better. So that's one takeaway, is that my leadership style and what works and what doesn't. But I also came out with more of a personal realization, and that's that I learned to believe a lot more in myself. I have become braver in a sense, because I've always known that we grow from failure, but I really got to see it here, that I'm not fearful of failing anymore, because every time I failed, I really learned a lot, and I really mean a lot. So I'm not as afraid of doing things now, because even when I failed, things still worked out. But I learned so much that I could bring on. So we were there for 4 days, but I constantly evolved and learned so much in so few days. So that's my biggest takeaway, that I'm not fearful of failing anymore.
Wow. Well, then again, they say that those who try never lose, but those who never try, they fail. Thank you, Andre. That was, yeah, wow. Martina.
I totally agree with Andre. I also learned a lot about feedback culture. That was very impressive. We tried that in our groups, and the learning to give honest feedback, even if it's negative, helps everyone to move forward rather than simply suppressing it. That needs a lot of brave. You have to be brave to do that, but that was a learning to do it more. And the other thing I learned is that I don't put up with everything, that I should demand what I'm entitled to. So yeah, that belongs to everyone's. It's a little bit different, but yeah, for me, that's a big learning, to stand up and say, yes, no, that's my job now.
Wow, again. These are amazing discoveries that you make about yourself. Really. Marianne.
Well, I can honestly say that the trip to Sweden to EA really changed my life because I am an introvert and a really shy person, so social situations can be a bit hard for me. For example, I am not usually comfortable of talking about my feelings, and I am really afraid of public speaking. Well, in the European Academy, I had to do both of those things, and in addition to do it in English. But even though it felt scary, I survived. So after the academy, I felt really happy and relieved. Like I realized that I don't have to be afraid anymore. I can talk about my feelings with strangers and do public speaking in a foreign language. So if I can do those, there is no reason I couldn't do them at home and in my own language, in my local JCI organization and at work.
And look at you now, talking publicly to all of these people listening. So proud of you.
Thank you.
Also, wow. Said, you want to put the cherry on top?
Yes, as Marion said, it's the perfect transition because I realized that no matter what type of personality you have, there is a place for everyone in JCI, whatever the position you apply for. The only advice I got was to come to Sweden as I am, without any filter. This is the best advice I will give to all future applicants. Is that just come as you are. You think you are the best leader and the one who takes up the most space in the group, as I was. You will find people at this academy who will take up even more space, and you think you are the shyest person in the world, and you don't belong in a leadership role like local president, for example. This academy will give you all the tools and inspiration from other members you need to prepare your year in the best possible way. And if you think, as I was, that you are too serious and too rigid to exercise your role as president, and that you won't be able to federate maybe somehow, this academy will remind you that you bringing fun and letting go is just what you need to complete your personality. So in short, this program is designed to make everyone image more competent and grown as men and women than as members. So, and the second advice, the second learning, it's about whatever the high expectation you have, and the legacy you really want to let to your local organization or your members. Be sure that it's not really important if you don't finish during your year, because maybe your legacy will be in 2 or 3 years, and it's only because what you achieved during your year, and the other one could do it. Yeah, that's for me.
Yeah, there is a continuity in JCI. So whatever we have planned for our special year as local presidents, let's say, we might not get there. But then again, we have the people who come after us who might get there, and the next person and the next person. But wow, again, Said, and I hear bravery, standing up for myself, opening up myself, no more fear. So and this is everything. This is all the you can get this from European Academy in such a short period of time, and that's absolutely amazing. Yeah. Coming back to that, meeting all the people from different countries. Did you make a lot of good new friends, and you're keeping tabs with them already, and planning a future to meet each other in conventions, or maybe even do a project together with them? Out of the blue, Who wants to go first? Andre.
Yeah, so we are all one big EA family, and I think everyone agrees with that. There is a special bond now between all of us, and I think for the years to come, I will recognize anybody on the street that I've met at EA. But you also get to get some very, very close friendships, and I made especially two. And I've already kind of made plans to meet them. So we are gonna meet at public JCI events, because that's kind of what makes sense. One will be in Zurich, and another one is still being planned, but and it's kind of a surprise. But yeah, and I talk to some of them almost every day still.
Beautiful. Martina.
Yeah, me as well. I did have a lot of good friendships now, new friendships now. We plan a Europe trip to join each other at each home, so that will be fun. And then we will meet us at the Wickel next year in Zurich. That's for sure. And there was one girl I couldn't imagine that would happen at the EA. That was like after it was to leave my sister, it was like, what happened here? That was amazing. Yeah.
Sister from another mister. I had that too. Said?
As any other academy or congresses, be sure that you have friends for life, but this one was totally different. And I'm sure now I still have 4 years here, my 40s, but these friends are different because they saw you as you really are, and yeah, it's something really different, really different about some other congresses. And so I think that is the best plan, yeah, as Martina said, to organize some trips and to be sure to keep them in touch, not only about congresses, but maybe also about to plan to launch any twinning or multi-twinning project, or and maybe to share projects together, because it's also JCI, what we can do at JCI. So personally, I have some surprises for them, but they don't know yet. And the next one will be also to be to launch this international and collaborative project, and I'm pretty sure that I can find some members from this EA in my team or involved in this project. So for me, it's a personal proud, something that I'm really proud of.
And that's a really good initiative that you have, and I'm really sure that we will hear more about it in the very near future. Marianne, do you want to share something about EA Friends?
Well, yes, I totally agree to others that we all are one big EA family, and I'm really happy that we made some WhatsApp groups to keep in touch. And I didn't make any specific JCI plans yet, but we agreed with one of my friends that we are gonna go and play golf together. So looking forward to it.
Oh, lovely. JCI Home Hospitality Projects, golf, visiting each other's houses. But that's JCI
Yep.
again. That's the best part, making new friends and getting to know new things and everything. And like Said said, these are the people who know the real you. You've spent, you are raw, and you are exposed in front of these people, and they know you best, and they will most probably stick for life, you know. So that's really nice. Now going to your absolute highlight of the EA. So if you only have to choose one thing, what would it be? Andre.
it is a two-fold answer, but I'll make it brief. The highlight is absolutely the people that you meet. So the friends that you've made. I have two very, very deep friendships, but we are family, and you really feel that you have a bond, like you experience something extremely great with somebody. But all in all, it's just such a good experience to go. And someone said to me at the academy, every time I see you, just have such a big smile on your face. And I don't think that's something people would usually say to me. So that kind of shows just how much energy I was pumped up with and actually came home with afterwards.
Thank you. It all starts with the people and it ends with the people. That's pretty much how I was described JCI when I came in as a member. Who wants to go next? Martina.
Yeah, the same here. Beside all the highlights we are not allowed to tell, it's the friendship and the friendship with people with that big JCI spirit in that amount of people in one location. That was amazing. And also another highlight for me was the feedback rounds. From the others, how I react and how they experience me on the EA. That was also a big highlight for me to hear that honest feedbacks. That's not normal in the normal life, and JCI. That's especially one thing in the EA.
Thank you, Martina. That is really true. And often we ask in the academy, how does this reflect the real life? How, can you see this happening in real life? And then you find the commonalities that it actually is something that is most probably going to happen. And now you are more prepared. Marianne, Said, who wants to go first with the one absolute highlight? Marianne.
For me, the absolute highlight was the people, of course, and all the discussions we had. I think we had really deep and honest discussions. We reflected quite a lot and talked about our feelings and gave some really good feedback, like Martina just said. So for me, it was the conversations.
And those are the most important things to create new things. Said, have you managed to check off your list the 500 things and just give one?
Of course.
It's not easy.
Absolutely not. So I would say that, yeah, it's really hard to describe it so precisely because, yeah, the program has to remain secret, as you know. But I would say, yeah, it's quite emotional. It was the moment when I personally reached my emotional limits, and trust me, guys, I didn't know we're so deep. So I realized at this moment that I could be accepted as I really am, and that people, my group, these members, even if they only known me for 48 hours, could lift me up and put me back in charge of the group at the time when I might have been hiding. An indescribable moment that I will never forget. It's a phase that changed my life. I'm 8 years members. So I do a lot of training academies and congresses and projects and a lot of things. I just realized at this moment that I could fail and it's okay. It's a part of the journey, and you can do that at JCI, and that's the difference with a lot of things in life. So this precise moment was absolutely crazy, and I agree with all the other ones. It's about people. it's all about people, more than the program, more than skills, more than the preparation for your local presidency or whatever. It's about people. So yeah, it was my personal highlight.
Yeah, I think hearing you guys said, it takes me back to my year in 2019, and the feeling of family and the acceptance as you are. And I think my personal highlight was that I can fall and there are people to catch me, which was like Said said, it takes a lot to understand and find those people who will be there for you to pick you up when you are at your worst, and they will, you know, encourage you to go even further. So that's kind of amazing. And then again, it all comes down to the people. Now you will have 1 minute each to tell why the members in JCI Europe who are eligible next year, why they should apply. So you have 1 minute to make an elevator speech. I think you have might have something prepared, and if it takes you a minute and a half, it's okay. But just give your best shout out now to the people who we need to be on EA next year. Andre.
Yeah, I'm always the first one. That's the thing I learned at EA. I was always the first one to raise my hand. But I have 3 parts. First of all, just plain and simple, it's the best trip you can ever take. It's the best JCI experience you'll ever have. That's what I'm feeling. So if you've ever been to a national conference or an international one, you know how much that experience gives you. This is more than that. It's a lot better than that. Second of all, you get to learn a lot, and a lot of it will come over time. There's a lot to process in this book. But you learn about yourself as a leader, and you get to reflect a lot about who you are. And you learn by doing. So it's not just some academy where you just are fed a lot of information. And thirdly, I went from being afraid of being local president, like feeling I'm not good enough for this, to not just not fearing it, but feeling extremely competent and confident in having that role next year. And that happened over 4 days. So if you have any doubts about whether you can lead, then go to that academy and you will be ready, I promise you.
Hear, hear. Marianne was also.
Yes, well, in the European Academy, you learn so much about leadership, group dynamics, and first and foremost, yourself. You learn those in such an effective and deep level that no other training, program, or degree can ever offer to you. And most importantly, you meet wonderful fellow JCs and get new friends all around Europe.
Excellent. Excellent elevator speech. Thank you, Marianne. Martina.
The EA helps you to understand each other better, but also to be able to better control your own reaction, resolve conflicts, and be a better leader as a result. This all helps you in organizing your presidential year, but also resolving conflicts within the group in your normal life. With the trainings, you get good tools for the project work and working in a team in general. You will grow, you will become more courageous, you will be able to speak in front of people without any problems after that. And important last one, most important one, your network will be filled with interesting and important contacts for the future, not just for JCI, for life.
Excellent. Said, please.
Thank you. I would say to all the candidates thinking about to apply to JCI European Academy that when you arrive in Sweden, you will be maybe the worst version of yourself. You'll be afraid. You will see some things that you don't want to see about yourself, but you go back to your country with a lot of confidence. And I'm sorry for my daughter. It's not maybe the
Due
best
to
time, but
JCI, yeah,
that's about JCI. I'm sorry, guys.
she will
You
be
will
a
be
delegate in a couple of years. Yeah.
be sure of that, and be sure of that. So you will go back to your country totally different, and you will be totally prepared for your president local president here. I'm sorry, and you will be definitely a better version of yourself. You know that you could fail. You could have a lot of issues and problems during the year with your members, but you just because you understand how you work and how you communicate with each other, and you be sure that even the perfect opposite of yourself will be your best friend, will be your best challenger, will be your best advisor. Be sure that your year will be absolutely perfect because she will be absolutely imperfect. So yeah, that's my only advice, and just apply, guys.
I think the audience has now plenty of reasons to start, filling out the application form, and I will tell about that later. I have to agree with everyone on everything they said about the European Academy. It will change your life. You will come back as a slightly different person with a lot of friends and a network, and the realization that you need different kinds of people in your life to make you better. And you also get this really cool pin as well when you graduate. So it is an academy. It's a weekend full of work, a lot of fun, but it is still, you have to participate actively. So in order to graduate from there and get the best out of the academy. At this point, I would like to thank our panelists. If there are not any questions from the audience at this point. Silence is golden. Thank you for your lovely comment, Heidi. Heidi was also a trainer this year in the academy. Heidi, you are one of the best. One of the best. And we have a lot of this year's graduates online as well.
Tim and I, we were roommates. He's a great guy.
Really?
Really had a good time with him.
Cheers to everyone online who were there this year or the previous years who know the secrets and the power of JCI European Academy that you can only get when you apply and you go through the 4 days of academy. Some facts at this point. The the dates for the next year's academy will be released at the World Congress in Hong Kong. And then there will be some kind of a timeline when also the application period for the trainers and the COC team is opened. And the application for being a delegate will be opening on later than beginning of next year. So if you are into it, find anyone who's ever been a EA member in your local chapters. I'm sure many of them are, because this was the 25th time that the JCI European Academy was organized. So you will find the stories like in JCI Kajani, this is it's not an urban legend anymore. This is the best thing that you can do in JCI basically. And you will massively enjoy it, and just go share your thoughts and ideas and questions if you might have, because it's well worth it, as you've heard tonight. So I'm just gonna hang out in the background, and I want to thank everyone for participating today to this JCI Europe Live, but especially to Andre, Said, Marianne, and Martina for their bravery to share their experience, insights, and learnings from this year, and how honest you guys were about everything that you went through, because this is, the key to become a better version of yourself. So now I will invite to the front of the stage the JCI Media Marketing and Communications chairperson, Carol, with some announcements. So bye from Finland. See you in JCI activities. Here's to Carol.
Thank you so much, Hannah. Thank you so much for the interview, and also I always love to hear all the stories from from the members, and especially I've never been to the JCI European Academy, so it's my first time to hear all the amazing stories from everyone, and to hear about what you guys have learned as well. Because it's a must-go event for all the JCI members in Europe. So definitely, you really have to put a note in your diary. Make sure that next year when you see that, okay, the opening period is open, for you to apply to go over to the academy, and then you put yourself forward. Okay, so for my turn, I'm not going to keep you guys for too long, but I do have some of the very important promotion and also some of the reminder I really want to let all of you know, because usually I'm so happy today because usually I'll be the main one to host the JCI Europe Live, and then today I'm so happy to have my committee member from the JCI marketing team from Europe, Hannah from JCI Finland, to help us to host this session. So of course, one of the most important events coming up, that apart from the World Congress we mentioned, which is the deadline of the nomination period, if you would like to join the JCI European Development Council, this coming in 2 days, this coming Wednesday, on the 31st of August will be the deadline of the nomination period. So if you would like to put yourself forward to become one of the counselors on the EDC team, or even the JCI Europe Treasurer or the GLC, and then make sure that you submit your nomination form and the application before the deadline. If you have any questions, feel free to send us an email, or you can also inbox us on the social media channel as well. After that, I would like to also remind you that we are still, want to encourage all the members who are interested in joining another biggest event of the year, which is the JCI World Congress this year. So this year, the World Congress will be held online virtually, and the JCI Hong Kong team is hosting this amazing event. So they have all that kind of fancy metaverse theme, so you're going to have the so different online experience for this kind of virtual conference in JCI. So I'm sure that you will have some new experience attending this kind of JCI international event, rather than the physical activities we are bringing back to, but we will be able to still attending these amazing events online through the online platform. So if you would like to join the JCI World Congress this year, I'm going to put the website, and then you will be able to register yourself if you would like to attend the conference. And currently the tickets is on the regular price, and which is $200 US. So you'll be able to register on JVC, and then if you'd like to join the event. And then we talk about the JCI World Congress, and of course, if you're not a new member, if you're around in JCI for a number of few years, in JCI World Congress, we always have some amazing programs. For example, if you this year, if you have worked on so many local projects, you'll be able to submit your project to for the JCI Awards program. So the deadline for this year will be on the 20th of September. So we have all the deadlines and everything on our new JCI Europe Canada on the website. So I will also pop up a link over there. You'll be able to see everything on the website. And then apart from the JCI award submission, if you would like to register for your for the team for the debates, you will have to also submit your team before the of September, as well as the twinning agreement application. So if you're planning to form a twinning partnership with some of the other local organization in the other side of the world, so make sure that you also put yourself forward for the application on jci.cc before the deadline. So if you have any questions about all the JCI programs, so feel free to reach out to your national president. So I'm pretty sure that all of them will be able to answer all your questions if you have any. And then also, we also have a very important program, which is the CYE. So if you have any questions about a CYE, so you can also go onto this website. I'm going to put it up on the screen here as well. And then you will be able to see more details of this competition, because this is one of our flagship projects this year from JCI, the Creative Young Entrepreneurs Program. The winner, the champion of the JCI World Congress for the CYE program, will get $10,000. So amazing, isn't it? So so if you know anyone running business, if you think they have the potential, send them the information over there on this website. So there's a Trello link. You'll be able to get all the information, how to register, all the requirements, eligibility, who can sign up, who can join, and all of that. So make sure that you also sign up for the CYE. If you have any questions, you can also check the websites and the link and reach out to our headquarters team as well. So pretty much that's all from my promotion today. I will hand it back to Hannah.
Thank you, Carol. A lot of things going on in JCI world, and we are really happy to be back kind of in the normal, even though the World Congress is still hosted virtually, but we still get to meet each other. Hopefully next year in Zurich, it will be live. I just want to thank everyone who joined today, and upcoming next year's deputy local presidents. Watch out for the European Academy advertisements and everything there, so you don't miss the deadlines, because if this is your chance, European Academy is a one time only. So when you have the chance, apply, and then when you get in, it will be amazing. So go for it. That's all from Finland tonight. Thank you, Carol, for inviting us to chat about a very dear thing to us. Everyone who's been to European Academy knows that it is a really, really important part of your JCI and as well as personal journey. And we also have live meetings in European conferences and world congresses. So you get to join a really, really big family of JCI graduates, JCI European Academy graduates when you do that. So that's really awesome as well. So thank you. Good night from Finland.
Thank you, everyone. Hope you enjoy the show. See you guys next time. Bye-bye.
Bye.